Good evening friends. In last session we started this practice set 3.4 and we have finished almost 7 problems. Only one problem, that is last problem from this set, is remaining, and we discussed this question also. I will again discuss this question and we will solve this question. This is very interesting question, as we already told you. So here figure is given, and in this diagram these two chords, chord AC and chord DE, are intersect at this point BE, at point B. Okay, and angle ABE is also given to you. So this angle is given, sorry, I am discussing about this B angle, which is given as 108 degree, and arc, this, that is measure this arc AE is also given as 95 degree. We have to find out this arc DC. Okay, now let us start. I will use this whiteboard platform for this. So if we see, a circle is drawn here. Okay, I will again draw it precisely. Okay, so these two chords are given. I'm just naming this chord. This is A, or I can draw this diagram again very smoothly. Okay, this type of diagram is given in which this angle ABE is given as 108 degree. So this angle is given, and measurement of arc AE is also given as 95 degree. Means this arc is given, okay, as 95 degree, and we have to find out this arc, that is measurement of arc DC, which we have to find out. Okay, now see, if we see in this diagram, two chords AC and DE intersect at point B. So this is the intersecting point of both chords. Okay, so this angle is 108, arc A is also given as 95. I just made one construction here. I am going to draw, I am going to join this AD. Okay, I am just going to draw this line AD. So why I am going to draw this or join these points A and D? Because after joining this point, these 2 points A and D, I will get angle ADE. See, if you observe, I will get this angle ADE, and which is the inscribed angle for this arc AE, isn't it? So that from where I can get easily the value of angle ADE, isn't it, as per the inscribed angle theorem. So I'm just doing this construction, the join A and D, or I can write here, draw AD. Okay, then what I will do after joining this after joining these 2 points, I can write here, I will use fresh page, measurement of angle ADE, which is equal to half of measurement of arc AE, isn't it? So I'm discussing about this. If this angle is equal to half of this arc according to the inscribed angle theorem, isn't it? So this is according to inscribed angle theorem. So now this measurement of angle ADE equal to value of arc AE is with us, that is given as 95. So I will just put the value, and I will divide 2 4 the 8, point 1 is remaining, then sorry, 2 4 the 8, no point here, 1 is remaining, so it becomes 15, 2 7 the 14, 1 is remaining. Now I have to put the point, and 2 5 the 10. So I will get this angle ADE as 47.5 degree, isn't it? So after joining these 2 points, I can easily calculate this angle ADE. Okay, now I am going to consider this triangle ABD. I am going to consider this complete triangle ABD. So in this triangle ABD, or I can write here, now I am going to consider triangle ABD. Okay, So in this triangle, if we see angle ABE is a exterior angle. See just diagram. This angle ABE is a exterior angle, and as we all know, as per the property of exterior angle, this angle ABE is equal to angle BAD, addition of this angle BAD and angle ADB. Okay, means what? This angle is exterior angle of this triangle ABD. Then I can write addition of these this exterior angle is equal to addition of remaining two angles, that is angle A and angle D in this case. So I just write down this equation. I just first write angle ABE is exterior angle. Okay, then if it is exterior angle of triangle ABD, then I can write angle ABE equal to angle BAD plus angle ADB. Okay, according to the exterior angle principle. Now this angle ABE is given, that is 108 degree, and angle BAD can be written as angle CAD, isn't it? So if you see this diagram, angle BAD can be written as angle CAD because CB and AR lies on the same line. So I can write this BAD as a CAD, and similarly angle ADB I can write it as a angle AD and E. Okay, in simply I can write again, if you see the diagram, angle ADE can be, actually angle ADB can be written as ADE. Okay, then if we see the angle ABE is already known, 108 I have written, angle CAD is unknown to us, and angle ADE is known to us, which I have calculated here, isn't it? This angle ADE, I am just putting this value here, so it is 47.5, isn't it? Therefore I can write angle CAD, which is equal to 108 minus 47.5. so if I will calculate it, I will get this angle CAD equal to 60.5. so this is what your answer is for angle CAD. Okay, so I will get this angle CAD, angle I will get. Okay, now from the inscribed angle theorem, I can write, I will use fresh page again here. From the inscribed angle theorem, I can write measurement of this angle CAD, which is equal to half of measurement of DC, because it is the inscribed as per the inscribed angle theorem. I can write this angle CAD angle is inscribed angle, and this arc is inscribed by this angle. So I can write angle CAD equal to half of measurement of angle DC. Now if we see this CAD, we have calculated it here, isn't it? So it is 60.5. I just put the value here. It is 60.5, which is equal to half of measurement of arc DC. So I can write this measurement of arc DC equal to 60.5 into 2 simply, isn't it? If I will multiply it, I will get 121 as the answer of this arc, measurement of arc DC, or I can write here freshly. Therefore measurement of arc DC equal to 121 degree, and this is what I have to calculate. Okay, so this is quite interesting problem. So again I will repeat it. I just wrote down the whatever the conditions are given. Only the thing I have to consider here, I just have to draw the line AD, or I have to draw these 2 points. Okay, what will happen when I will join these 2 points? I will get angle ADE, isn't it? And an angle AD is as per the inscribed angle theorem, which is equal to half of measurement of arc AE, and A is with us, so that we will get angle ADE. And once I will get ADE, I can use this triangle ABE so triangle ABD, in which ABE is exterior angle of that triangle, then I can write ABE equal to BAD plus ADB, and I can write BAD as a CAD and ADB as a ADE. So out of these three, ADE and ABE is with us, so I will get this angle CAD. Once I will get CAD, again I will use inscribed angle theorem. I can write this statement: measurement of arc CAD, measurement of angle CAD equal to measurement of arc DC, isn't it? Therefore this CAD is known 60.5. If I will multiply it by 2, I will get this measurement of arc DC. Okay, so putting arc here is somewhat quite difficult for me with this pen, but I will try it here, but need not to be confused here. So this is nothing but measurement of arc DC. Okay, or I can show here in this diagram. So this is about this arc, and which I have to calculate as per our question. Okay, so in this, if you see this question, so that is what we have to find out, the measurement of arc DC, isn't it? And we find it out in this we find out in this way. Okay, so these are the steps. I hope you will understand it. I suggest you to solve this such type of problem, this 8 problem out of this practice set, all among this practice set 8 problems, this particular problem, last problem, is quite interesting one according to me. Okay, then we will see next part, that is theorem of angle between the tangent and secant. We will see here. So in this particular theorem, according to the statement, if an angle has its vertex on the circle, its one side touches the circle and the other intersects the circle in one more point, then the measure of the angle is half the measure of the intercepted arc. Okay, so for which we need to understand it carefully. So according to this theorem, what we have to prove? We have to prove that I am going to consider this diagram. Okay, or we will prove this theorem with the help of 3 different cases. Okay, so according to case first, we will use this diagram. For if I want to prove with second case, I can use this diagram, and this diagram is for third case. Okay, we can solve any either 2 cases, or we will discuss about all 3 cases. Okay, because this theorem is important. So according to that theorem, so see, angle ABC is consider it is angle ABC where the vertex B, so vertex B point lies on the circle whose center is point M, isn't it? Then side BC, this side BC touches the circle at point B. Okay, and side BA, so I am discussing about this side, so vertical side BA intersects the circle at point A, and arc ADB is intercepted by angle ABC. This arc ADB is intersected by this angle ABC. Okay, so here according to the statement, if an angle has its vertex on the circle, so in this diagram B is the vertex. Okay, its one side touches the circle, so which side? That is side BC, and the other intersects the circle, so that other side means what? This side BA intersect the circle in one more point, that is it will intersect at point A, isn't it? So according to this statement, I completed all these data with the help of diagram. Then measure of the angle means what? This measure of the angle means angle ABC is half the measure of its intercepted arc, which is equal to half the intercepted arc is ADB, half the measurement of arc ADB. That is what we have to prove. Okay, so I thought you will understand this concept with the help of diagram. I just tried to explain with you all, or considering this as a diagram. Okay, now we have to consider 3 cases as I already told you. Now see these 3 cases one by one. So let us say for first case, I am going to refer this diagram. Okay, so according to this diagram, circle with center M is there. Okay, the center M lies on the arm BA, isn't it? This circle center M lies on this arm BA. Okay, as shown in this figure of this particular angle ABC. Now we can write this angle ABC is 90-degree angle, because at this position you will get 90-degree, isn't it, at this position. So I can write this ABC as a MBC also, because point A, M and B are lies on the same line, or we can say these 3 points are collinear. Basically this angle ABC or angle MBC is a 90-degree, because according to the tangent theorem, isn't it, if tangent passing through the we have seen in earlier part of the chapter of this chapter, if the tangent touches the circle, and it will make 90-degree to the radius of the circle, isn't it. So this MB is a radius, or AB is a diameter, we can say, because this ray is BA passing through the center of the circle, that is M. Then we can say that this angle ABC, which is equal to angle MBC, is 90-degree according to the tangent theorem. So I will put this as a equation number 1 here. Okay, I will put this as a equation number 1. So if we see these two equations, we can say that angle ABC is equal to measurement of arc ADB, because see, measurement of arc ADB according to equation 2 is 180-degree, isn't it. And if I will put and if this angle ABC is a 90-degree, we can say that angle ABC and angle ADB, angle ABC is a 90-degree, arc ADB is a 180-degree, so there is a relation in between them is half. If we see angle ABC and arc ADB, so one half relation is there in between them. So we can write from equation 1 and 2. So I am discussing about these two equations. Okay, angle ABC equal to half of this measurement of arc ADB. Okay, because if I will put the measurement of arc ADB as 180 and divided by 2, I will get angle ABC, that is 90-degree. So in this way, or if we see the statement also, measure of the angle is half the measure of its intercepted arc. So that is, in this way we can easily prove this. Now we will prove this same theorem using second case, as I already told you, there are total 3 cases. So in second case, a circle with center M is there. Okay, the center M lies in the exterior of angle ABC, isn't it. So this angle ABC is there. So this is angle ABC, sorry, and this M lies exterior of this ABC, isn't it, somewhat outer side on ABC. Now what I will do, I will just make construction here. I will join this point MA and MB. Okay, so these are nothing but the radii, or we can say MA is also radius, MB is also radius. Okay, now what I will write here in this case, angle MBA equal to angle MAB, because this triangle is a isosceles triangle. According to isosceles triangle theorem, I can write MBA equal to MAB, means what, in short, these two angles are equal according to the isosceles triangle theorem. Okay, now this angle is 90-degree. I can write this angle MBC as a 90-degree, because according to the tangent theorem, if tangent touches the circle, it will create 90-degree angle at the radius, isn't it. So according to that tangent theorem, this angle MBC is a 90-degree. Okay, then this angle MBA, okay, I am discussing about this angle, sorry, I am discussing about this angle MBA equal to angle MAB, so which we have discussed in the at this position. These two angles, angle MBA equal to angle MAB, which is equal to angle X, because according to the isosceles triangle theorem, these two angles are X. Okay, and this angle ABC, this angle is, let us say, Y. Okay, this MBA and MAB as X and ABC as a Y. Okay, now if I will consider this angle AMB, this angle, okay, I am discussing about this angle AMB, which is equal to 180 minus these two angles, or I can write in this triangle angle AMB plus angle MBA plus angle MAB, which is equal to 180-degree. So MBA is also X, MAB is also X. So I can write this angle AMB as a 180 minus 2X, isn't it. So similarly, if I will consider this angle MBC, this complete angle MBC, so in which I can write MBC as a this MBC, this angle MBC, I can write it as a MBA plus ABC, isn't it? You will, this will get you complete angle MBC, angle MBC equal to angle MBA plus angle ABC, and angle MBA is X and angle ABC is Y, which we have mentioned here in this line, isn't it? So I will just put the values. Now we can say that X plus Y is 90 degree, isn't it? Because from equation 1 this MBC is a 90 degree, so we can write this as a X plus Y equal to 90 degree, or we can also write 2x plus 2y equal to 180 degree. I will just do here multiply complete equation by 2. I will get 2x plus 2y equal to 180 degree. Now I will consider this triangle AMB, this triangle AMB, this complete triangle. So in which, sorry, I'm discussing about this complete triangle. Okay, so in this triangle I can write this x plus a and b equal to 180, because addition of these three angles is 180. So we can write 2x plus a and b equal to 180. But see, I can write 180 as a 2x plus 2y. So I here mention instead of 180 I am going to write 2x plus 2y and 2x plus angle a and b as it is. Therefore what I will get, 2x get cancelled out, isn't it? And I will get 2y as equal to angle a and b, or y equal to angle half of AMB. Now y is what? Y is your assumed angle ABC. So I can write this angle ABC equal to half of angle AMB. And if we see in this diagram, this angle AMB is nothing but an arc ADC, isn't it? Our angle AMB is nothing but the arc ADB, half of arc ADB, isn't it? So angle ABC, we can write angle ABC equal to half of measurement of arc ADB. So in this way you can also prove that this theoretical statement, the measure of the arc is half the measure of its intercepted arc. Okay, now we will see third case again, for which I am going to refer this diagram. Okay, diagram number 3. So in this case with the help of that diagram, we have to just, it is already proven, half portion is proven, we have to fill the blank, and we have to complete the proof here. Okay, so if we see a ray dash dash is the opposite of ray BC. Okay, so in this diagram if we see ray BA, actually this ray BA is opposite to the BC. So I can write in this box answer as a BA, isn't it? So second box contains angle ABE is half of measurement of arc AFB, isn't it? Because angle, this angle ABE, so in discussing about this arc is half of this angle is half of this arc, isn't it? So I can write here angle ABE equal to measurement of arc AFB, isn't it? I can write here AFB. Okay, I am just writing in rough way, you just have to understand it and fade it once. So now I can write this 180 minus angle ABC. I can put here angle ABC, which is equal to half of measurement of arc AFB, and I can write this as a half of 360 minus AFB can be written as half of 360 minus measurement of ADB. I have to put here ADB. Okay, so if you see this diagram you will come to know 180 minus angle ABC, 180 minus angle ABC, which is equal to half of 360 minus measurement of ADB. So this complete arc, this ADB, or particularly for this diagram, sorry, for this diagram, this ADB is a complete arc. Okay, so I will just have to put here ADB only. Okay, then 180 minus ABC equal to 180 minus measurement of arc ADB. So now 180 gets cancelled out here, and minus angle ABC equal to minus of measurement of arc ADB, isn't it? So same arc is there, and minus minus again get cancelled out, or we can write ABC equal to half of measurement of arc ADB. So in this way, again with the third case, we can prove that measure of the angle is half the measure of its intercepted arc. So with these three cases, case 1, case 2 and case 3, we will have a same proof, that is known as theorem of angle between tangent and secant, isn't it? So this is tangent and these two are the secant, this is also secant and this is also secant. Okay, I hope you will understand. Though it is lengthy, it is easy for us. Okay, now we will see next, that is converse of theorem of the angle between tangent and secant, or we can say converse of this theorem. Now according to the converse, a line is drawn from one end point of the chord of a circle, and if the angle between the chord, so here I'm discussing about this converse, a line is drawn from one end of the chord of the circle, and if angle between the chord and the line is half the measure of the arc intercepted by that particular angle, then that line is a tangent to the circle. Okay, so we can also see this converse is completely opposite part of this theorem, previous theorem. Okay, now we will see theorem of internal division and external division of chords. Okay, so I'm discussing about this theorem right now. See, let us consider two chords, circle with center P is there, and two chords A, B and CD is there. Okay, they will intersect in the interior portion of the circle. Okay, as shown in this diagram. Okay, then the product of the length of two segments of one chord is equal to the product of the lengths of the two segments of the other chord. Okay, means what we have to prove in this diagram, a circle with center P is there and two chords are there, A, B and CD, and they will intersect at point E. Okay, and what we have to prove, product of this segment of this chord, that is AE into EB equal to CE into ED. So that is what I have to prove. So chords AB and CD are given, so intersect at point E, and we have to prove that AE into EB equal to CE into ED. So if what I will do, I will just make small construction here. I will join this point A and C with this dotted line, and similarly B and D with this dotted line. Okay, now I will get two triangles here. First triangle is CAE and second triangle is BDE. Now in this triangle, if we see angle ACE and angle AEC, I am discussing about this angle AEC and angle DEB are opposite angles, hence they are congruent. Similarly, the angle CAE, this angle A angle, and angle BDE, they are angles inscribed in the same arc, isn't it? Because arc is same, hence they are also congruent. And therefore we can say, as two angles are congruent according to the angle test, these two triangles are congruent, that is triangle CAE and triangle BDE are congruent by angle test. And if these two triangles are congruent, I can write this AE upon DE, that is what, AE upon DE equal to CE upon EB, because they are corresponding sides of similar triangles. AE and DE are corresponding sides, I can write them in a ratio. Similarly, CE and EB are the corresponding sides, so again I can write in this another ratio. So if I will cross multiply it, I will get AE into BE equal to CE into DE. So that is what I have to prove. Okay, so in this way we have seen this theorem of internal division of chords. In our next session, we are going to study the theorem of external division of chords. So it is quite similar, only the thing is that how the chords are externally divided we have to prove in that theorem. Okay, so based on this theorem we will solve the problems again. Then only one theorem is remaining, tangent secant theorem, and we will see some solved problems, and we will proceed for last practice set from this chapter, that is 3.5. okay. Thank you.